Looks like YouTube fires up first, Facebook second, and Instagram comes in third. Very cool. Welcome to episode 213 of Wise Advice. Good to be here with you. As always, wait for you guys to get in and get settled. The tweets are going out now, letting you know that we're live on all the platforms. So if you're just now joining us, thank you for being here. So always fun to hang out. Episode 213, we're going to get it done. Susan checks in first out of California. Instagram's filling up quite nicely. Thank you for being here. Let's see who else we have. Angela coming in. Whoop, whoop. Good evening from Grass Lake, Michigan, says Pam. Wendy's here. Cheryl's here. Twitter's yelling at me over on that an Instagram phone. Cheryl from Virginia. Jan from Illinois. Good chatting with you earlier, all but briefly, Jan. Dina's here. Good evening to you. Heather from Philly. We're going to be in Philly, coming right up, right? We'll be there Saturday, running a 5K in Nottingham, is the official term, just southwest of Philadelphia. Pamela's checking in from Iowa. Colette's here from Long Island. Noblesville, Carolyn's here. Kathy, Syracuse is checking in. Very, very, very fun. Karen's checking in from Long Island. We got you for sure. Melody out of Southern California. Very cool. Kearney, Nebraska, says Shannon. Alicia from South Carolina. Lee is here. Good to see you, sir. Man, all kinds of fun. Instagram, folks. Makes it hard for me. Thumbs up and waves. Twilight Bloom 71. Red Ruby 402. It's Marsha's here. It's so hard for me to keep track of your names. Billy, checking in from Tampa. You recognize the shirt, Billy? I don't know if you know. Have you met Corey before, Bill? If you haven't, you're going to meet him in November. He's coming in for our event in November. I don't know if you've met him before. I can't remember. I don't think you have. Looks like we've gone international right off the gate, says Heather. Did you guys catch last night? And I forget her name. I should have written it down. I apologize. But we had a viewer from Spain watching the show live. So that was kind of fun. So we were international in U.S., Canada, and then all the way over in Spain was watching the show. So his first time on Instagram is Twilight Bloom. Yeah, Instagram works, and it's fine. I just prefer Facebook. It's easier for me to read the names, to read the comments. YouTube is my second favorite, but we like Instagram. Instagram cuts me out at an hour, which never makes it fun for me because somewhere in the middle of the show I have to reboot Instagram or just give up all over on it. So Maria's checking in from Connecticut. She says hello. Wendy is hello from Missouri. Just finished the Noticer. How'd you like it? I tell you, it's my all-time, no questions asked, favoriteest book on the planet. Andy Andrews, if you're watching, dude, call me. I want to just chat with you. You're just, the book has changed my life, completely changed my life. So it's called The Noticer by Andy Andrews. If you haven't read it, go pick it up. I think there's a link on my website to it. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think there is. But anyway, it's my all-time favorite book. So Wendy, curious if you liked it. Hey from Jersey, says Marissa. I think Marissa's on the show tonight. Heather, we got you from Ontario. Bev says hello. Nebraska, Danielle's checking in. Oklahoma, Rebecca's here. Marcia is over on Instagram. Couldn't sleep. Well, you shouldn't sleep, right? Hello. Debbie from Rockford, Illinois. Susan says, nice shirt. So Corey Kent White is the name. If you don't know who Corey Kent White is, he's an amazing country singer. He was on The Voice. He does a lot of work, wrong shoulder. He does a lot of work for us and our foundation. So in honor of him, it's Corey Kent White Day. It's absolutely. Let's see. We have Glenda says, woohoo, happy hump day. Glenda from Aubrey, Texas over on YouTube. Yeah, get your water ready because we're going to go get a show done. Catherine Waves, Seattle. I get it. Diane says, good evening, Mike. Thanks for your sticker. You're very welcome. For those of you, I don't know if I have, they're over there. For those of you who signed up on Patreon, thank you. All those letters have gone out. If you haven't updated your address in the system, then I can't mail it. I know it sounds kind of crazy. The easiest for me is just to go print the list and mail it. Having to, there was 280 letters we mailed out or so, something, or I mailed out, something like that. But so if you didn't get one, yet. You may take a day or two still, but if you didn't get it, then it's probably either in the mail or your address in the system is wrong, or you haven't put your address in the system. You can do that real simple. Go to faddag.com, click on Become a Patron, and I think we have, like, this is kind of, I have one. Here, this is it. So I have just something a little neat. But once a quarter or so, I go through the list and just kind of mail them out. And then depending on what level you pledged, we update the top. So just something kind of neat. Nothing elaborate. It's certainly not worth your time and effort, the sticker itself, but it's just something I can do to say thank you. Thank you back. Marcia, you'll get yours. It's in the mail. I personally know I sent it. I remember reading your name when I was folding the letters. Duchess, New York, Veronica's here. Woohoo! Lee, that's pretty impressive. Lee is not watching Jeopardy. He's watching the podcast. For those of you who know Lee, that is quite the honor. Alex Trebek, take that. What is Lee is awesome. That's right. Very fun. Lee from checking in from Arkansas. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Alicia, sorry. Nope, sorry. Back up. Yeah, so Billy says, can't wait to meet Corey Kent White. Very cool. Melody says, hello. Miami, Florida. Ellen's checking in on hot. Very, very, very fun. Lisa checking in from Arizona. Good evening to you. Diane from New York. Looking forward to Philly. It's coming right up, right, this weekend. And then I will be in New York. We talked about that last night. I'll be in New York September 5th, 6th. No solid plans yet. I'm going in for a taping for a television show. Once I get that complete, that is the priority. Outside of that, if there's time where I'm waiting for flights or waiting for hotels or whatever, then we'll make some plans for a dinner or something. But anyway, just if you're interested, shoot me an email on that. We'll discuss it. Amy checking in from Omaha. Good evening to you. Salt Lake City, Glenda's checking in. Good to see you. Yeah, Susan says I need to move again. So when we first started the show, we had Susan in Hawaii. And then we moved her to Australia for a little bit, and I guess she's now back in California. But yeah, we'll have to, all expenses paid, move. Tanya, keep pushing, checking in from Cleveland. Good evening to you. Dayton, Ohio. Robin checks in. Corona, California. Christy's here. Alicia is talking about she lived in Fort Mill, originally from LI. Okay. So, yeah, I love it when you guys talk back and forth, but as I read it, I read what you say, then I'm like, oh, you're not talking to me. I get it. Hello, it's me. No, I love it that you talk to each other. I think that's awesome and very cool. That's what builds the cool community. Angel says, wow, there's a big delay between Facebook and YouTube. Kind of funny having them both on at the same. Which one's first, Angela? YouTube or Facebook? I imagine Facebook's probably a little more solid. Nicole says, hi, guys and gals from California. Very fun. Yeah, Wendy says the noticer was eye-opening. Very cool. Nicole says, thanks, Mike. Powerful words last night. You know, I didn't say anything elaborate. I just said that you could do this. And so, I don't know, it's kind of fun. Janice checking in from Bloomington. Say hello to Adam for me if you're down that way. Huntsville, Texas. Cindy's here. Good evening. And from Mississippi. Whoop, whoop. Missed you last night. I don't know if you caught last night. You and I had... I briefly, I don't know if I mentioned you specifically, but I definitely mentioned you in spirit. We talked about running the Ocean Springs race and how we ran together, and then how we formed bonds with each other because of the race. So very fun. Very, 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 very fun. Dina says, watching, getting my Fitbit steps in. You have 550 steps to go to hit your 10,000. You will get that before the show is over. I promise you that. Gina from Placerville, California. Good evening to you. Ellen says, go get your water before Mike begins. Got it. Kelly says, Kelly's over on Instagram, moving here to Instagram. Cool. From Instagram. Judy, hello. Becky from East Tennessee. Let's see. It says, hi from East Tennessee. Taking your advice from the last episode and joining in live instead of waiting till the morning. Very cool. Well, Becky, thank you for joining in live. I think live sometimes more fun for sure, but obviously, you know, here we are 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. I think Tennessee, you're probably Central time, right? So it's 9:10. Yeah, it makes for a late night. I get it. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Good evening from Ohio. Kat's here. Donna's checking in from Kentucky. Terry says hello, everyone. Rose from Concord. Dina says I got my letter and your sticker today. Thank you. Thank you for sure. That's what keeps the whole thing going. Let's see. I saw Steven pop in at least. Was here for a little bit. I don't know if he's still here. I haven't seen his there. Okay, checking in, rolling down. Jan says Patreon rocks. I think it does too. I mean, they have some glitches. I'm not gonna lie. They have some glitches that I wish I found a better platform. But for what they're doing for creators and creative folks like this show, it's a game changer. So when I first started the podcast, I don't know if you remember from way back in, Kirby, who provides the intro to the actual recorded show. He said to me, Mike, hey, how do we combine and help you with this? I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I got it. And he goes, no, really, how do we help? I said, no, dude, don't worry about it. He goes, you should set up a Patreon account. And I had no idea what that was. And so I Googled it. He told me about it. And at first I was, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want, what I want to provide, I want to provide. I'm not looking to make money off of this. I wasn't never looking to build, a job out of this. That was never ever the intent. And so I just started producing the podcast and saying, no, I'm good. And buying microphones and buying there's 2 on this show. There's 3 just to get this show going. 3 iPads, the monthly fees. And so anyways, Kirby said, let me throw you a couple bucks a month. And so Kirby told me to create Patreon, and I haven't even looked. I think right now it's really kind of fascinating to me. It is 287 of you right now are combining to just as simple as a buck a month. You can do more if you'd like. That's awesome. But a simple $1 a month, there's 287 of you. That gives me a framework to work on, gives me a budget to work on, and then I can say, okay, I can build this thing and we can keep it going. And again, never was the intent, but I really, really appreciate it. So Jan, thanks for the shout out there for sure. Let's see. Scrolling through, trying to make sure we catch up. You guys are all chatting back and forth with each other. I love it. Rockford Coletta's here. Good evening to you. Pam says, clowning around in the Northwest Indiana. 2 more pounds to go. Yeah, that's awesome. I saw the picture of you on Facebook. You and 2 other clowns hanging out. The other, was it today? Maybe? Today or yesterday. And I thought it was awesome. You look great. Good work. Good work. Ellen checking in from Ohio. No, so that Kat is talking about Ellen, Ohio. See, I got it mixed up again. All right, I'm gonna scroll through. It looks like you guys are chatting back and forth. I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom. Patty checking in from Baltimore. Yeah, got it. Let's see. Alicia said the Jerry Springer Show. No, it's not quite that. Amy checking in from Nashville. Good evening to you. Nicole Gresham says hello. YouTube is ahead of Facebook. Okay, interesting. So if you want to know what I'm getting ready to say, you can go to YouTube and watch it, and you'll know. And then you can come back to Facebook and you can predict the future. So you could go watch on YouTube, and like I could give you the lottery numbers on YouTube, or give it now, and then like you could go over to Facebook and I don't know. It's like time travel. All right, I'm gonna scroll ahead. So if I missed you, I apologize. Terry, go Red Sox, got it. Let me just scroll through all the way. Yep, quite a few comments. So if I missed you, truly apologize. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get episode 213 done. On occasion, during 213, I'm able to kind of glance at the screen. If you want to interact and I see it, I will mention you during that portion of the show. No guarantees there because sometimes it baffles my train of thought trying to read this, and that at the same time. But I think sometimes we get it worked in. Episode 213, get your water ready. Debbie says, explain the badges. So it's real simple. I have, getting sidetracked. It's just a little, it's a little sticker, right? Like this. So sticker. So depending on what level of support you want, and there's no difference between levels other than what title do you want to have as a supporter. And we start with wingman. Just for $1 a month, you can be a wingman. For $2 a month, you can be an airman. $5 a month, it ends up being a sergeant. 10 will call you a major. 20, 20, I think, will call you a colonel. And then I think 50 will call you a chief. 100 will call you a general. And if you want to do 500, we'll call you the president of Fat Dag. I don't know. So something I just made up. I thought it would be kind of neat, but it's just kind of cool. There's, you know, most of everything I do, I want you to have it. That's the intent, is to get the word out. So don't feel obligated. Don't feel compelled. If you want to, great. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. That's not why we're here. We're not here to do that. We're here to get you motivated, get you to goal, get you taking care of your life. On that note, episode 213 is rearing to go. Jacob checking in over on Instagram. Good evening. Hey, you know, it's funny. I got an interesting, just before the show, I got an Instagram solicitation, we'll call it. And it said, hey, Fat Dag, great, what did it say? Great content or something like that. We love what you're doing. If you would like a free running girl necklace, let us know. I'm like, I think I'm good. So, all right, let's do a sound check, and then we'll get your water ready. As soon as we do this, we're going to drink some water, and then we'll get the show going. Episode 213 coming up. Mic check, testing, test 1, 2. Audio looks good. Sounds good. And we're recording behind, so cool. All right, so here we go, episode 213. Happy, oh, that's right, it's Pamela's birthday. All right, we'll start the show. Before we start the show, we'll do Pamela's birthday. Let's see. Let me see here, scrolling through. All right, so Pamela's birthday, we're gonna get that. What else do we have before we get going? Testing 213. Let's say scrolling through. Is LaDonna's birthday too? Is LaDonna here? I didn't see you. All right, cool. Pam and LaDonna, we're gonna sing happy birthday to them. We're gonna do it as one song. So unless I don't want to sing twice, so we'll do one. You ready? On the count of 3, we'll do it. If you're not singing along at home, I will be extremely disappointed in you. I promise you, I'll be disappointed. If you message me in and say, "Dear Fat Dag, you know, I know you told us to sing happy birthday, but I didn't," I will delete your email on the spot. That's the way it's going to be. So we're going to sing happy birthday to Pamela. We're going to sing happy birthday to LaDonna right now. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pam and LaDonna. Happy birthday to you. All right, a little out of tune, a little terrible, but let's get this thing going. Mic check is done. Here comes the water. Cheers. Woo! That one was in the back of the refrigerator, so it's a little cold. Brain freeze. Woo! Candy, checking in from San Antonio. Man, I miss San Antonio. Other than the heat. Keith, you can sing in the Delta Lounge. Trust me, I've been in the Delta Lounge. I've seen worse. Very, very fun. You guys are just now catching up with the happy birthdays. Very cool. Episode 213. A good separation there. Are you ready? Candy, it is a great city. I think we talked about this before. I used to live in Cibolo. So that was kind of fun. You ready for this? Pamela says, thank you for the best birthday song ever. Oh. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, John said he found the water bottles on Amazon. This is worth interrupting the show. You can buy this on Amazon, according to John. John, post a link on Facebook so that we, so that other people can, I'd love to mail them to you. It just does not make any sense for me to go buy it, mail it to you when they're only like $1.99. So John found them on Amazon. So cool. Post a link, John, and I will put them on Twitter if you can. I'll retweet it as well. So here we go. Start over. I was Candy. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss... This is going to be one of those nights. Alicia got me with squirrel. Yes, that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. Oh, man. Oh, Lordy. I can't look at the screen anymore. Ellen says, everything's on Amazon. Hey, I'm sorry. Tonight is just one of those, it's just, I'm in a good mood, which is crazy because, right, I went to work this morning. I woke up this morning with a very stiff neck and then went to work today, and all day long I battled a headache. I came home from work and I had a monster headache. I laid on the couch and slept for like, I don't know, maybe a half hour or so. And then the family wanted to go to dinner, and I actually didn't want to go because my head hurt. And then so I ended up taking some Advil, going to dinner, and now I feel good, and now I'm in a good mood. So the laughter continues. No more squirrels, no more vodka. Let's get this done. I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 213 of Wise Advice. Man, last night was awesome. We did an episode last night. We go international every time we do it. A lot of my good friends up in Canada, they join in, but we had someone from Spain tuning in live on Facebook. I thought that was actually very cool. I didn't notice it until after the show. I went back looking through the comments. So we are certainly expanding. That's all you telling everybody about it, telling people to go download the app, listen to Fat Dag, and I really, truly appreciate that. What that means to me more than anything is it means you're dialed in and focused on what you're doing because you're enjoying your success so much that you're willing to share how you're getting there, one of the tools that you're using with other people. If you weren't dialed in, if you weren't focused, you wouldn't dare share what you're using to get there. So by you sharing, it's letting me know that you're getting it done as well. I think that's the coolest thing. Thank you always for being here. A special shout out for all of you who have stepped up as a wingman and joined in the Patreon community, providing some of the financial support to keep this show going. Truly appreciate that. You can continue to do that or sign up. Simply go to fatdag.com, click on the Become a Patron orange button. It'll walk you through the steps. And for as little as $1 a month, you can auto bill, set it and forget it. And it just gives me a budget and a framework to work through as we continue to produce the show and move into the next stage in life, whatever that is. So Angie writes in to open the show. She says, hi, Fat Dag. I made Lifetime with Weight Watchers in 2002, and I kept it off for over 5 years, so I know Weight Watchers works. It was a no-brainer when the weight came back, and I couldn't lose it on my own. I joined back up in July 2016. I was down 14 pounds, and then our leader left. I lost focus and I gained 11 pounds back. I got back on track. I asked a friend to join with me and I lost over 22 pounds, and then freestyle hit. I was excited at first, free chicken and eggs. Who wouldn't like that? But the challenge still threw me for a loop. I was losing, but very slowly. Over the next 4 months, I had lost 5 more pounds, making a total of 27 pounds, 4.4 from goal, when my friend decided to go online only. I was sad and I didn't really like going to meetings alone. If not for her checking in on me daily, I probably would have given up then. I was still slipping though. I had gained 9 pounds and I was ready to quit with another gain at the weigh in last month. I was so upset. My husband actually said that I should quit. He said he'd rather have me happy instead of miserable because I can't get to a certain weight. I allowed myself a pity party of one day and then I decided to try simply filling before completely giving up. 3 weeks later, and I have had a loss each week. I'm down 6.6 pounds. Simply filling is definitely different. You have to be very mindful about your serving size, and there's not much room for snacks, but it was the change that I needed. Since then, I have even figured out where I was going wrong with freestyle. I was eating too many points. Pretty simple, huh? But when I saw that I had points left, by golly, I was going to use them even if I wasn't hungry and I didn't need them. Light bulb, the blue dot range goes 10 points below our daily target for a reason. I see posts from people who are having trouble or think they're not losing fast enough, and I just want to tell them not to give up. Do not let anything distract you. You are not doing this for your leader, for your friend, or your spouse, or even the very inspiring fat dag. You are doing this for you. It may have taken me 2 years to lose 24.8 pounds. I'm 6.6 from goal, but I have learned a lot. I've tried new foods. I've made healthy new habits, and I'm not going to let anything distract me this time. Thank you so much for your service to our country and the Weight Watcher community, Angie. Angie, congratulations on what I consider you hitting your goal. Sure, the scale thinks you're 6.6 pounds away, but you are there mentally. The scale will eventually catch up to where you are in your mindset. Congratulations on the amazing transformation. Obviously, back in 2002, you hit lifetime. You know my deal. If you've hit lifetime, you are always lifetime. There's lifetime at goal, there's lifetime above goal, there's lifetime living healthy and happy, which is exactly what you are doing. You're right. You can't do this for your leader. You can't do it for me. You can't do it for a friend. You can't do this for your spouse. You have to understand that you are worth it. We talked about that in episode 212. You are worth it. And when you get that understood, when you understand what that truly means, that everything in your life is for you, and the actions that you're taking to do this are for you, and you make you the priority, then all that other stuff just becomes clutter in your mind to help you get there, and there are tools along the way to get you there. I'm glad to see that you've made the switches back and forth, and then now landing on Simply Filling. It's something we don't talk about all that often because not too many people either do it or understand it. I'm not exactly sure why we don't discuss it, but it does take some work. It does not work for me. I tell you that right up. There was a post in the Wise Wingman Facebook group tonight. It said, take this quiz and see if you're a picky eater or not. And it listed about 35 foods, and it says score yourself a point for every food on this list that you don't eat. And so as I was watching through some of the posts, some people were like 0, some people were like 2, 3, 4. I ended up, I can't remember now. It was high 30s. I'm like, I don't eat any of those foods. So that's why Simply Filling does not work for me. I'm too picky of an eater. But for those of you who do not have the same food aversions that I do, Simply Filling is worth the opportunity for you to give it a shot. It's essentially like freestyle, meaning that there is a list of foods that you don't have to track, that you don't have to count points for. The list is severely expanded beyond freestyle, and then you get a smaller range of points for your snacking and then for whatever else you want in your journey. Basically, it just continues to teach you how to eat healthy. And what I like about in your emails that you said you have learned a lot and you've tried new foods. You've made healthy new habits. Not letting anything distract you is exactly what's going to carry you to success. I'm glad you wrote in talking about simply filling. I think it's something we certainly need to talk more about so other people can at least understand it. It becomes very easy. Just go in your app and you can change if you're following the Weight Watchers program. Go into your app and choose simply filling as the method, and you will see it. Ask your leader about it. Go into the live chat in the app and ask them. They will explain it into greater detail for sure. But congratulations on hitting lifetime. Congratulations now from being 6.6 pounds away from your scale, recognizing you're at goal. And more so, congratulations for now being at goal. The encouraging advice you give in the middle is incredibly awesome, is that you see posts from people who are having trouble or you think that they're not losing fast enough. And you're right, you just cannot give up. And so if you don't give up and you just continue to make progress and taking small steps in that same direction, that's how you reach any sort of goal. We'll talk about goal setting in a little bit, but you can do anything if you just keep working towards that direction and just wanting to completely change your life. So great job adjusting to simply filling. Great job figuring out that you were just simply eating too much on freestyle. I've seen that more than once. I've seen more people, have a 0-point breakfast, 0-point lunch, 0-point dinner, and then have their entire day's worth of points left over for foods that they probably wouldn't have had otherwise if they'd had a normal meal throughout the day. But they felt like because they had the points, they were able to just eat them. There's certainly nothing wrong with that methodology, but you have to understand if you like the results that you're getting, continue doing what you're doing. If the results that you're getting are not favorable to you, then you do have to make a switch. And for some of you, maybe simply filling is the switch you need. I think in a lot of ways is all you're now doing. It's kind of like restarting any program is you're really digging in and being honest with yourself, being accurate, and you're teaching yourself how to eat better. I'm glad to see that you did that. So Angie, congratulations again. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much for writing in and sharing your awesome story. The next email up comes in from Laura. Laura writes in, says, Dear Fat Dag, hey, my name is Laura. I'm 32 years old, born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. My final journey began August 2nd, 2017, when Weight Watchers offered an at-work program, and two of my coworkers talked me into joining. Just like many others, I've joined multiple times before, and I've lost weight only to quit. Previously on the program, I was very strict with limiting certain foods and eating less points to try and speed up my weight loss. Well, of course, this didn't work, and I always would regain all the weight plus more. I remembered being teased for being the fat kid in grade school, and I also had body image issues, probably because I was comparing myself to the unattainable media images of how women should look. Now I look back on my past attempts, I can see that I was losing weight for others and not myself. I grew up in a home where fast food, box, frozen convenience meals they were a way of life, and eating snacks was preferred to eating an actual meal. I grew up around a warped image of food. This included watching my mother and her many weight loss yo-yo diets. Also, my father somehow ate like a garbage disposal, eating huge amounts of food in front of everyone. We always wondered how we stayed so thin. Years later, we found out my father was bulimic. It only made sense when he would go to the downstairs bathroom after every meal. I think we secretly knew what was going on for years, but nobody dared confront him about it, as he was the controlling type, and no matter how good you did at anything, such as school or at sports, it was just really never good enough. I've always had an unhealthy relationship with food and never truly learned how to properly fuel my body. Sadly, I was beginning to accept myself as a morbidly obese, unhealthy Laura, even after health screenings coming back telling me I had high cholesterol and probably on the verge of becoming diabetic, not to mention sleep apnea, and all before I was 40 years old. Now that I'm an older adult, my outlook on life has changed, and I'm still learning how to adult. Just this last year, my fiance and I purchased our very own home. I never imagined this was a possibility. Because of my size, it made every little thing so physically uncomfortable. It made doing the little tasks like going down the stairs, getting ready for work, a struggle. And I would break out into a sweat. It was ridiculous. I was embarrassed to walk from my car into work because I would sweat profusely as if I had just taken a shower. I think my number one why is my future. I want to be able to take care of myself, my fiance, and our home. This would include mowing the lawn, painting, cleaning, decorating to make it ours. There is so much physical work involved in being a homeowner, I had no idea. I also want to be physically involved in my own life and participate instead of hiding in the shadows and watching everyone else have fun. Today, August 9th, 2018, I have hit my 1 year anniversary with Weight Watchers. I am officially down 75 pounds. I'm an avid listener of your podcast. I am now in my 4th week of maintenance with 2 weeks to go till lifetime. I am now participating in my life to the fullest, doing yard work, going to concerts, working out for fun because I enjoy it. I also have a new hobby, weightlifting. I absolutely love it. I love the feeling of accomplishment from my hard work. It's truly rewarding. I am still working on improving my health and my fitness. My supportive fiance knows how much I enjoy working out, and he offered to hire a personal trainer for me that I get to see twice a week. I do weekly meal prep on Saturdays and Sundays to ensure I'm prepared for the upcoming week. It's very important to me to continue my journey as this is my new lifestyle, and I love how I look and feel. Some days are a fight, but darn it, I'm worth it. Nobody else is going to do this for me, so I have to do this for myself. It was empowering finally figuring out that I don't have to be perfect on this journey and that a slip up does not mean I have to revert to my old ways and quit. I'm going to keep on keeping on. I remember you saying that quitting only gets you a new start date. It's so true. This really spoke to me, and with your encouragement and the community of Connect, I have braved some very hard times when I didn't believe that I could do this, and then I did it. Thank you for being you. Sincerely, Laura. Laura, congratulations on hitting goal. By the time you listen to this, I suspect you will be on Team Lifetime. Congratulations, and what an amazing accomplishment. If all that you've been through, obviously you don't have to accept the life that you were given. You can go out and change whatever you want to change in your life, and you've certainly done that. Growing up in the family you did, and all the prepackaged food, the boxed food, and then the unhealthy relationship around food, for you to take recognition of that, for you to say, I want to do this, for you to say, I want something different in my life, and you working out a plan to figure out what that is, using your why to power you through, is incredibly inspiring. 75 pounds, you don't do that on accident. You have to completely change everything about you to do that. You have to eat different. You have to work different. You have to wake up different. You have to wake up knowing that you're powerful, knowing that you can do this. And now that you've adopted this new hobby of loving weightlifting, you have built an entirely new life around your weekly meal prep, Saturdays and Sundays, making sure that you're setting yourself up to win for the entire week. You've made that the priority. That's what I see in your email, is somewhere in the middle of your life when you and your fiance decide to purchase a home, you realize that you now had to put you first. When you put you first, you are so much more capable to give the rest of you to everyone else in your life. But you got to give you first, and you got to put you first. And so when you do that, you're now able to mow the lawn. You're able to take care of the home however it is you see fit. The key piece to this journey, the key piece that I love in your email, the key piece that you said is that you figured out that you don't have to be perfect on the journey. That a slip up does not mean you have to revert to your old ways. Man, I wish I could just say that over and over and over again for the next 50 minutes on this podcast. I don't have to be perfect on this journey, that a slip up does not mean I have to revert to my old ways and quit. If I could repeat that, and you learned nothing else from episode 213, what I want you to know is that you will slip up along this journey. And you can define that however you want to define it. But the reality is there will be a time in the journey where you woke up and you go, I want to do this. And for some reason, something happened. You didn't get it done. And that is the moment where you have to make a decision. Do I get up? Do I try again? Or do I give up? And if you give up, your why doesn't go away. Your why just gets suppressed, and you kind of ignore it for a little bit. Next thing you know, the scale creeps up, and I believe you do get a new start date because you get reminded of that why somewhere else down the road, and you coming back into a Weight Watcher meeting. But you have understood now that a slip up does not mean you have to revert back to your old ways and quit. You just have to make progress, not perfection, as Donna points out on Facebook. And so, as so many people know on this journey, is that the best way to win is to not quit. I said it last night again on podcast 212, is that every single person I've talked to who's made goal, they made it by not quitting. It's as simple as that. And so you understood that, and that probably certainly is a key to how you are now down 75 pounds. 75. I mean, think of that. 75 pounds is a significant weight loss. You did that all by yourself, meal prepping, weightlifting, moving more, putting you first, taking care of you, keep on keeping on. That is what got you 75 pounds down. I'm glad to hear that, in the beginning you believed maybe you couldn't do this, and then you actually just did it. How cool is it when you learn something new about yourself? When you believe that you can't do it, but then you do it anyways, and you do that simply by not quitting. That's success in my book. Congratulations on an amazing journey on 75 pounds down, hitting goal. And again, by the time you hear this, I believe I will welcome you to Team Lifetime. If not, maybe it's a little bit next week. But in any event, congratulations on your amazing success. Marissa joined us probably on Instagram, I believe, but Marissa joins us and says, hey, Fat Dag. My name is Marissa. I'm a new follower and a patron of WhysAdvice, and I can honestly say that I'm so grateful to have been introduced to you and to your show by a fellow friend of mine, Alicia, who said, you must listen to Fat Dag. You will feel an instant connection with him. Let's just say that night, I looked you up, I binged on your podcast, and just like that, I was hooked. I listen to your shows. I get this feeling that you just get me. I mean, you don't know me personally, but you, along with all the emails and the fellow people that write in, you get me. That is an incredible feeling, and it's such a driving motivation as well. It's amazing how many of us are in the same boat and how our struggles all align. I feel at peace, listen to others share their stories and open up. It takes a brave soul, and this community is flooded with it. I'm on a Weight Watchers journey of my own for a little over 2 years. I have struggled with obesity for the majority of my 31 years of life. My highest weight was 343 pounds right after I gave birth to my daughter Mia. To date, I have lost a total of 103 pounds. When I hit this first mini goal, I was ecstatic. That ecstatic feeling lasted all of a week, or maybe two. Then the celebration and the motivation died down. I felt myself losing the reins a bit on program and thought of, why haven't I lost more? And that took over. Why do I feel like it's never enough? I know that losing that much weight is amazing. Why can't I let myself enjoy this time instead of worrying about how far others around me are? I hear tons of people on weight loss journeys of their own say, oh, I just want to be the weight I was in high school, or remember when I was that skinny? I have always been the girl who was funny or just cute. I have nothing to compare myself or to a weight that I want to be at. I just want to be comfortable in my own skin. But Fat Dag, I'm having trouble letting myself be happy for my success. I have about 70 more pounds to go until I hit my goal. I feel like I have the motivation for sure, but I want to be happy and enjoy my body at each stage of the journey. I've heard many others struggle with this as well. My why is what keeps me strong and plays a major role of my continued push every week on this program. Please sprinkle me with some words of wisdom. I have it in my head that I won't be happy until I reach goal. But there is so much more than just that goal number on the scale. I hope this resonates with at least one person, if not many, and we can all come together and discuss when happiness does not meet the number. As always, I appreciate all you do for this community and the fact that you believe in each and every one of us. You are an amazing person. Keep it on, Fat Dag. Sincerely, Marissa. Marissa, 103 pounds. Say that out loud with me right now. If you're driving in your car, if you're listening, wherever you are, stop what you're doing, push pause, scream out 103 a couple times. Let that sink in. I mean, when you started this journey, you would have given anything to be 103 pounds down, and then you got there and you celebrated, rightfully so. You absolutely have every chance you get. You deserve to celebrate 103-pound weight loss. It's incredible work. You can't do that on accident. I've said that more and more than I can say. You cannot do that on accident. You had to take control of your life and get it done, and you did that. And what I want you to do is I want you to take for just a moment and recognize all that has changed along the way. 103 pounds, there is nothing that you're wearing now that you were wearing 103 pounds ago. Nothing. Maybe a pair of sandals, right? Outside of that, every other piece of clothing you own has to be new 103 pounds down. If it's not, you need to get rid of it because it certainly doesn't fit. Put on clothes that fit and keep working. Everything that you are doing is working just fine. Now let's talk about where you are in relation to your journey. Your health has to have been improved. You are making changes in your life. You are regaining some of the health benefits that maybe previously you had given away by being 103 pounds heavier, and you now are regaining those as a result of your direct effort to change yourself. 103 pounds. So if you think about that and you say, okay, well, yeah, but I have 70 more to go, which is what you said in your email, I want you to give up on that number, not the goal. I don't want you to give up on the journey. I don't want you to give up on the goal. I want you to give up on this feeling that you have to do 70, a specific number more. When you have now changed your life, 103 pounds is significantly life-changing. It doesn't matter where you go from here. You have completely changed your life. Judy says you've lost a whole small person on Facebook, and you absolutely have. But more importantly, health is the goal, and you are now regaining your health benefits. If you continue doing what you're doing, continue to eat the way that you're eating, continue to move the way that you're moving, whatever it is you're doing to lose 103 pounds, if you keep doing that for the rest of your life, you will get to a point where you feel awesome. And I want you to get there quickly. And what I mean by that is you're going to have to come to terms with this part of the journey, is that you need to be happy with what you've done. If you are waiting till the day that you hit goal and you want the scale to tell you that you can finally be happy, there will be some disappointment on that day because the scale doesn't do anything more than give you a number. It doesn't provide your worth. It doesn't provide your health benefits. It doesn't even provide your happiness. I think what happens is just the opposite. When you finally decide that you want to be happy, and when you finally make that true decision that I'm going to look for the positive in everything that's going on in my life, and when you finally make the decision that happiness coincides with being happy and healthy and everything else that you've got going on, and you look for all the opportunities to be happy first, everything else falls in line. It doesn't happen the other way around. You don't simply, I would venture to say, I would love to do a survey on this. I don't think we probably have too many people who've met goal who have been miserable the entire time. I think what happens is somewhere in the middle of that journey, you start off with some misery, right? That's true, I did. And somewhere in the middle of the journey, you have to give up on that life of misery and accept the life of happiness. And that enables you to put your head in a different space. And that space is what gets you to goal. So focus on celebrating the wins, celebrating the victories, be happy with what you've accomplished, and then watch as your entire attitude towards your life changes. And then as a result, you get to goal. Don't put them in the reverse order. Don't wait for someone to tell you you're at goal so you can be happy. Be happy now, and I promise you, the goal comes. And I even go so far as to say, if you decide that you're happy now, that's kind of really goal, regardless of what the scale says. If you're happy and you've met some amazing success, which you clearly have, man, that you've come so far. And Janice points it out. You've just come so far. Be happy, and you can do this. You're worth it. Great, great, great email. And so here's my little sprinkle of wisdom, it just says that just keep going. And decide now that happiness is a look and a feel that you have obtained, and you've done it. Keep up the amazing work. Thanks for the support on Patreon. Really, really appreciate that. I get a nice little I get a smile when I see some of you in that group, and it just makes me happy that we provide this amazing community, obviously through the Facebook group and then through the Patreon community as well. It's just fun to hang out with all of you. So thank you for being a part of that. Continue to take photos along the way. That's the other note I had on your email is look for opportunities now to take photos, look at old photos, and just continue to live an amazing, happy life that you deserve. So keep up the great work. Next email is from Tyann. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Tyann writes in, she says, "Hi, Mike. Hey, I'm doing as you suggested and writing to tell you, well before I met my goal. I started Weight Watchers in May at 235 pounds, and this was my 4th restart. I decided to go to a different location for Weight Watcher meetings so I would really have a change because I would not see the same people that I'd seen the other 3 times. This actually helped alleviate some of the shame that I was feeling and helped me have a fresh start. One difference this time around is that I have finally owned it that, I need rails. Like the ones at the bowling alley, I need guidelines. I need a plan. Just because I can't navigate this weight loss journey on my own does not make me a failure. It actually makes me wiser for the lessons that I've learned with my past attempts and keeps me from going off the rails so easily. I listen to your podcast each night while I'm walking around our neighborhood. I love the stories of the other wingmen, and I get so much motivation to just keep going through them and you. It helps me to get about 10,000 steps in each day. I also bought a spin bike in July, and I started spinning each morning at 5 a.m. for 30 to 35 minutes before I have to go to work. I actually started listening to the podcast with the most recent, and I've been making my way backwards. One of the nuggets of wisdom I've grabbed is that you talked about setting small goals, so that's where I'm at this time around. Instead of fixating on the 155-pound goal weight in the BMI chart, I take it in smaller increments. My family is going on a week-long vacation in September, and I booked us to fly to Vegas and then drive to the Grand Canyon and a couple other canyons nearby. One of the things we booked to do is to take the horseback ride into Bryce Canyon. When I booked the trip, it said explicitly in the instructions that each rider has to be under 220 pounds to ride. I was 226 when I hit the confirm and pay button. So today, I am thrilled to say I weigh 215.6, and there are 6 weeks left to go. Each day, I am getting closer to my goal, and each day I feel better and stronger. I so appreciate all the positivity you and the Wingmen bring to this podcast. Know that I'm listening in Marietta, Georgia, walking my neighborhood and cheering on each person and meeting their own goals. Wishing everyone good focus, Tyann." Wow, cool email. Way to go on the confidence. I think that kind of stems from the previous email we talked about, is when you finally get happy in this journey and you finally get the confidence, when the website says you have to be 220 and you know that you can get there, that's confidence. And that confidence pushed you all the way down to 215. You still have 5-6 weeks to go. You're a rock star. And so when you get there, you're going to enjoy that vacation because you have absolutely earned it. it's amazing to hear the fire in your voice as I know as you were sitting there debating whether you're going to confirm that button or not, and you did it. I believe a couple things in the beginning of your email is I've seen it time and time again. People, and I experienced it myself. People say, I don't want to go back to the same meeting because they don't want to run into the same leader. I actually did that as well more than once. And what's actually interesting now, being a leader, strictly my own opinion, as I always say when I talk about being a leader, but being a leader, I have members that I want to see come back into my meeting room. I'm not exaggerating. I have people who've done amazingly well, and then for some reason I quit seeing them, and I want them to come back. I don't care where they're at in their journey. If they walk back in the door, the first thing I'm going to do is walk and give them this amazing hug and say, "How you been?" Because what that tells me is that they're back. I don't care what happened in between. I don't care what the scale says. What I care about is that you're taking care of your life, and at some point, this group was helping you do that. So I understand, those of us here, we have to go to another meeting, but I promise you, in some communities, you only have one option. Luckily in our community, you have options of where I live, you have, just my center alone has 13 different meetings. So you certainly could bounce around and find a different place and not run into the same people ever. And the members too, the members love seeing other members come back. We build a community in there, and you forget that so many of us, we know each other because we are each other. On the previous email I said, I feel like you get me. I get you. I get this journey because I lived this journey. And so man, I just want to know that you want to be successful, and I want to know that you can. I want to let you know that you can do that. And so having a plan, having a structure, there is no shame in that. There is zero shame in having no matter what you want to do in life, you got to have a plan for it. So don't look at this plan as restriction. Look at this plan as freedom. And you now have the freedom to work within these guidelines and to take a narrow focus on something that you really, really, really want. Stay in between these guidelines and you'll get there. Man, imagine back in the day before we had roads built in this country, right? If you were to try and go cross country and all you really had was a general direction, boy, we really streamlined the process by giving you a simple path to follow, right? And as soon as we put a road in, the travel time decreased significantly because everyone's walking the straightest line or walking the same line. And you weren't getting distracted along the way. You weren't getting, sidelined and taking wrong turns. You weren't just wandering aimlessly. So there's absolutely no shame in having this structure that tells you here's where we're headed. Stay in between these guidelines and you'll get there. It's that simple. So absolutely no shame at all. It does make you wiser and stronger because you know that you can just keep doing this no matter what. I appreciate you listening all the time and taking me for a walk and taking me for a spin bike class. That's kind of fun. That's one of the cool things I love about doing this podcast is the emails I get from you, all of you saying all the amazing things that you're doing. I'm like, hey, I did that. You took me with you. So I count those steps for you as well. So thanks for that. Let's talk about the nuggets of wisdom. And so, knowing that setting small goals is the key, I firmly believe that. When I go through goal planning and I do my to-do list, there are some days where I actually write things on the list that I've already accomplished, and I check them off just to get that satisfaction of seeing what accomplishment feels like. If I've done something and then I write it down and then cross it out because I did it, it feels really good to say I did that. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take your entire journey, break it up into smaller goals, and find things that are easy to do that start giving you that success feeling. And so if you start your day off with 5 or 6 little things of done, you take time really quickly to find out what the next thing you can do to be done is. That's what success looks like. That's what meeting your goals looks like. And so make a chart, make a path of all the things you want to do, break them up into smaller increments, and just do them all. Before you know it, the big goal has been accomplished and you get it done. Keep doing amazing work. You're going to enjoy your trip in September. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to celebrate with you. Such an amazing journey, such an amazing accomplishment our entire community in Facebook, the Wise Wingman Facebook group. It's just a great group of people sharing amazing stories just like this. And we just want to celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice podcast link to send in your celebrations, send in your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. You can even email in at onair@fatdag.com. I'll take those emails as well. You can email in directly from the app if you want to do that from the Wise Advice app. But your emails really is what keeps this show going. It reminds other people that they too can get this done. As you start having success, people see your amazing success. They hear about your amazing success. That gives them the hope to understand that they too can have that success. And then I want you to also email in, because I really want you to be proud of what you're doing. What you're doing is hard work, and it takes a lot of focus, effort, and dedication to get it done. And when you put it on paper to tell me that you've done it, that's your way of telling me, hey, Mike, I'm proud of me, and I want to share that with you. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goals and go after it. I wish you good focus. Episode 213 in the books. Hope the poem, The Road Not Taken. Good show. Thank you, Kathleen. Very cool. Yeah, episode 213 is done. Whoop whoop. Put that away. Whew. Yeah, Judy says, in the books. That's what we say around here. 213 is in the book. So, I tell you, it's inspiring to read some of these emails. 103 pounds, 75 pounds. Even the first email, 20, what was it, 20, I lost it, 26 or so. None of this is accidental. Man, it's just not. And I never said it was easy, right? We'll agree this is not going to be easy. I've yet to hear someone say it wasn't worth it. So, Jan says, great shoe. Thank you. It's a Converse. It's blue. It has little laces. Yeah, very fun. Pamela says, good leaders are very important, but connecting with the members is just important. I think we are family. I think connecting with the members is equally, if not more important than the leader. Yeah, man, I watch, it's funny, my meeting room, amazing group of people, but they come in and they spend the first 30 minutes talking with each other. And it's cool to watch. It really is. It's cool to watch them. I see people, in the meeting room, they'll say things like, I remember when you said this 3 or 4 weeks ago, it completely changed my life. And they don't point to me, they point to the other people in the group, which is very, very awesome. So, Barbara says, I love watching this live. You are so animated. It makes me smile. It's passion, right? I mean, I feel this stuff, and I made a mistake in the show, and I'm not gonna be able to fix it, but, where is it? Right here. When Laura says, I get this feeling that you just get me and that you don't know me personally, but you, along with all the emails and the fellow people that write in, you get me. This is an incredible feeling and such a driving motivation as well. It's amazing how many of us are in the same boat and how our struggles all align. I get you because I am you. You can't forget that part. That's the most important part. And I meant to put that in the show. I have it written down. I just forgot about it. I got distracted. But I get you, and we get each other because we're all the same. It's the same thing for all of us. So, yeah. So very, very, very fun. So, on that note, we're later than normal. It's 11 o'clock now. I want to get this show out. The plan, Marcia, don't take this to the bank or anything. But the plan is to do one more show tomorrow night. It's already written. It's already ready to go. I have a meeting tomorrow night. After my meeting, I want to come home, say hi to the family, and then work on getting that. So the tentative plan right now is tomorrow night to do a show as well. and then off to Philadelphia. Kathy, we'll see you in Philadelphia. Man, I'm looking forward to Philly. It's gonna be amazing fun. Kristen just signed up on Patreon. Thank you, Kristen, for that. Very, very fun. Very cool. So anyway, the plan is to maybe tomorrow night a show. That is the plan. Then we will just a plan, Marcia. It's not a guarantee or anything. So we'll plan on doing a show tomorrow night. Then we'll be in Philly on Saturday, back home on Sunday. Mundag is coming up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get Mundag off this week. We'll talk about that later. But that's it. And then next week we'll roll into it as well. So thank you all for being here. Have a great night. Truly my honor to be able to share this opportunity with you and just share your amazing stories. It's incredibly cool. As I sit here trying to figure out what the next chapter of my life is going to be, I've been military now for 26 years. It'll be 27 years when I retire a year from now, 350 days it looks like. But my entire life has revolved around being in the military. So as I make this transition, you give me the comfort to know that it's the right move. And so forever I have this identity of I'm a military guy, right? I've been military for so long that it's the only thing I've been military longer than more than half of my life. So to now deliberately end that chapter of my life, no, admittedly it's scary. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. Honestly, I don't have a job lined up. We don't have a plan per se. I have ideas and I have roadmaps and I have things that I want to work on. But what I know is that this community has given me the opportunity to say, this is the right thing for me. The right thing is to continue to prove to you that you're amazing. That's all I want to do. And so I know you're amazing. Some of you know that you're amazing. Some of you aren't there yet, but you all are amazing. And so my whole purpose is to now to prove to you that you're amazing. And Pam, thanks for the job offer. I like that. I think I'll be a clown. That's it. I'm gonna be a clown. Send in the clowns. So Pam's offered me a job of being a clown. That's great. I think I will take her up on that. The red nose and the big shoes, I'm not sure, but bottom line is you give me the confidence to know that this is the right direction. We'll figure out what that looks like and what that means. I have a hard date drawn in my planner of February, on my birthday actually, is to say by February, if we haven't figured out what this chapter looks like, then we'll make some different directions and we'll make a different plan. But I want to give this 100% of my energy and effort so that I can continue to prove to you that you're awesome. You're awesome. Lee, you're awesome. Melody, you're awesome. Debbie, you're awesome. Laura, you're awesome. Every one of you, and it's just Donna, you're awesome. There you go. Yeah, Donna says everyone mail Mike a red nose. No, don't mail Mike a red nose. If you do, I'll wear it. Promise, but don't mail me a red nose. You guys are crazy. All right. On that note, let's wrap up episode 213. Let's get this thing out of here. Let's get this published into the app. Steven says, red dots. Good to see you, sir. Haven't seen you in forever, like this interaction. So thank you for being here. You're killing it. I saw your beer post on Instagram. I couldn't like it, but I saw it. Yeah. So Melody, that made you smile. Very cool. Debbie says, bring the red nose to Indy. Yep. Mailing a red squirting flower. Marcia, you are awesome. Yes, you're awesome. Mom, you're awesome. Pam, you're awesome. Marie, yay, Marie's here. Woohoo. Yes, you're awesome too. Kathy, you're awesome. Pamela, you're awesome. See how easy this is? Tina, you're awesome. Steven, yeah, you're awesome too. I'll give you that. It was hard for me to say that one because I know you know it. That's the only reason that was hard for me to say. I'm like, Steve is awesome, but if I tell him, that's just going to be a mess. He knows it clearly. He knows it. He just doesn't need me to validate it. And so I had to struggle with that one, Steve. But yes, Steve, you're awesome too. You can join the awesome crew. So, all right, Instagram, let's get you out of here. Good night. Wishing you good focus. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. YouTube. Woo, YouTube, we're going to get you ready next. We keep, Facebook is awesome too, so we keep Facebook to be last. But Facebook, YouTube. Whew. YouTube, thank you folks for being here on YouTube. Of course, the replay will always be there. This will be in the app real soon. But thank you for all that you do. Keep being awesome. That's the term of the night. I'm going to call this show You Are Awesome. That's it. So, all right. Good night, YouTube. Have a good night. Wishing you good focus.